Madrid-protocol. So we have been discussing about a few of the brands which are truly international in terms of their way of operating in 130 plus countries in some way or the other, because when businesses are run, particularly from the standpoint view of goods and services, and particularly taking into account both the goods and the services, and then orchestrating a model whereby there's a lot of business around the good itself. Say, for example, the coffee beans. If you get into the understanding of the historical data set, you will see that at one point of time, particularly in the 17th century, 16th century, the traders who were supposed to travel to other places, they were getting some kind of seeds to their native place. And then they were sowing those seeds. And in some of this, a very good example could be the Savanna region. So if you see into that landscape, you will be able to appreciate that in a manner the way it should be appreciated. I'll just dive into something which I was really mesmerized in terms of the understanding of how the brand actually is global, truly global in nature. I'm trying to talk about brands in terms of the Madrid protocol, which all falls in multiple classes. If you have any examples which you would love me to discuss, I would love to do that. You can just drop those brand names in the comment box and we can have a discussion around it. The intent of this discussion is to get the ICO understanding with clarity, because that is already underway in many aspects, and that is to have the initial coin offering. And this initial coin offering is very different from the IPOs and the initial ICOs. um, in early 2016 to let's say 2019 December. I'm not getting into 2020 and perhaps now, because these recent ICOs are very different. They are not available for the public at large, because earlier it was that each one should be pouring out maybe a dollar or so fiat currency, whatever stable coins, whatever the name nomenclature we want to give. But understand ICO in a very different format, whereby it is kind of a dot game. So in a dot game, how it works, we have a core, then we have outer periphery, and then another outer periphery, and another outer periphery. Then after maybe some numbers which is understood by the peers of that core itself, then it is open to the normal public for being invested or being a user of that particular service, because this ICO is for understanding the luxury in a new fashion altogether, and at the same point of time looking into achieving the sustainable goals of 2030, which is paramount right now. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the brand, but I'm going to talk about the classification in which they had filed, because I feel that is more important than the brand name itself. So the filing was done in this particular case in class 16, 28, that's particularly the goods, and how they combined with the service was 35 and 41. So 16, this one class is applicable to all genres. When I talk about this, that means the child, the adult, and the senior. All three are somehow the customers of these goods, that is stationery and office requirements or requisites, printed matter, teaching material, books, photographs, plastic bags, wrapping material and packing paper, periodicals, publications, calendars, photographic albums, greeting cards, Christmas cards, postcards, diaries, address book, personal organizer in paper form, newsletters, leaflets, catalogs, geographical maps. So even map, the geographical map is part of class 16. Then we have mats for beer glasses, portraits, magazines, match programs, posters, prints, newspapers, paper, note paper, writing papers. Even paper is of so many types. Can you just imagine that? Here we have, I left on what? Writing paper, printing paper, paper for use with photocopiers, artist material, artist set and artist, watercolors, palettes, paint boxes, paint brushes. There's so many P's here. Painter's brush, paintings, engraving plates, engraving, ink stands and ink wells, paper knife, lithographic stones, and lithographic work of art. I remember doing this lithographic work way back. This was when I was in class 6th. It was a holiday homework whereby what I had done is I had taken white cement, kind of a white cement, and engraved a historical language which was very, I would say I was in sync with that particular sign. Honestly, I don't remember the sign, but it was from a very Egyptian kind of a sign. I had engraved it, and the easy way was to. So, how did I prepare that whole concoction? Was there was a percentage or ratio in water, and then there was a plate, and on that plate I had a plastic kind of a standing, and like first it was the first label or the first, because I was working on a patent application, so my language is a little bit on the technical side, but it was in very simple words. On the plate there was another paper bag kind of stuff. On that we had that liquid which was concoction, and when it was getting dried, and when it was dry, not dried, but when it was getting dried and when it was solid enough, that was the time we did the engraving, and that was part of my project of one of the historical data sets way back when I was in class 6th. Okay, then 28 class is important. Games, board games, jigsaw, electronic games, computer games, indoor football, this and that, flying disc, skating boots. Oh my gosh, this is something very close to me. And one of my first initial confetti was my first industrial design research which I had done for a US client. I still remember I was so mesmerized by that work, and the time I spent online just to see and go through the different understanding of what the engraving was all about, or what the confetti was all about, and what I was trying to find out. And the case, yes, it went well. Then even teddy bears are for class 28. 35, 41, I have talked so many times. 35 becomes very important from the standpoint view of the classification for the businesses in the online world. So advertising, marketing, promotional stuff, and it also includes the consultancy, information, advisory services relating to the business research, which is part of class 35. Just give me a moment, I want to just save this part. Okay. So I have to end this live right now because there's another meeting in a while. But the understanding here was to identify the classes and work around the classes, build your business models, which is a combination of the goods and the services. And 35 and 41 becomes very important from the standpoint view of building a protective sheet, in terms of sheet, shield, whatever the word suits you in terms of the understanding. I have a question. Best part of the day. um, I would, okay, let me try it. So I'll answer this question. So I was asked the question, what is the best part of the day? Best part of the day is the time. It's not the day, it would be night perhaps. Is the time I just reflect back and try and understand what I went through the whole day and have a synopsis in front of me in terms of what I need to do the next day. So yeah, that's the best day. And yes, surprises is something I like. So any kind of surprise, good surprises, that makes my day a better day. Thank you for watching this out. Have a great, great, great day ahead.